They said the assassin was caught red-handed. Case closed. But what if the real killer never even touched the gun? June 5th, 1968. Just after midnight, Robert F. Kennedy, brother of the slain President JFK, lies bleeding on the floor of a Los Angeles hotel kitchen. Minutes earlier, he had declared victory in the California Democratic primary and was on his way to possibly becoming president of the United States. The official story? A lone gunman, Sirhan Sirhan, fired the fatal shots at point-blank range. But decades later, forensic contradictions, eyewitness accounts, and suppressed audio recordings suggest something much darker. A cover-up. In this video, we're peeling back the layers of one of the most unsettling political murders in modern American history. We are diving into the evidence, the contradictions, and the players behind the scenes. What you're about to hear may change what you think you know forever. In 1968, America was breaking apart. The Vietnam War was at its peak. Martin Luther King Jr. had just been assassinated. Faith in the government was collapsing. And then came Robert F. Kennedy, a voice of compassion, reform, and hope. He campaigned with grit and raw emotion, rallying poor communities, opposing war, and confronting racism head-on. He wasn't just running for president. To millions, he was a second chance for a broken country. On June 4th, 1968, RFK won the California primary. That night, at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, he stood at the podium and said, "Now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there." Moments later, he was dead. The LAPD claimed Sirhan Sirhan, a 24-year-old Palestinian, shot Kennedy with a .22 caliber revolver. Motive? His anger over Kennedy's support for Israel. Witnesses said Sirhan moved toward Kennedy in the hotel kitchen pantry and fired multiple shots at close range. He was wrestled to the ground and arrested on the spot. An open and shut case. But from the very beginning, something didn't add up. Here's where things get disturbing. According to the autopsy done by Dr. Thomas Noguchi, the fatal shot entered behind Kennedy's right ear, from just 1 inch away. Sirhan, however, was always in front of Kennedy according to the LAPD, never behind him. Not just the LAPD, but multiple eyewitnesses confirmed this, including people standing inches from both men. So how is it possible for a man standing right in front of his victim to fire a bullet that penetrates from the back of his ear? Even stranger, the autopsy found 4 entry wounds, but Sirhan's gun only held 8 bullets. And several other people were also hit. For instance, Paul Schrade, a campaign aide, was shot in the head and survived. Additionally, bullet holes were found in the ceiling tiles, door frames, and walls, suggesting at least 12 to 13 shots were fired. 8 bullets, 13 holes. Do the math. Something doesn't fit. Enter the theory that has haunted this case for decades. A second shooter. Audio recordings from a freelance reporter named Stanislaw Brzezinski captured the shooting. In 2004, audio expert Philip Van Prague used modern forensic analysis and claimed 13 distinct shots could be heard. Some fired so close together that a single gun couldn't possibly have fired them all. The implication? Sirhan was not alone. One witness even said she saw a security guard behind Kennedy raise his arm just before the shots rang out. His name? Thane Eugene Cesar, a part-time security guard with pro-war, right-wing views. He was standing directly behind RFK at the moment of the fatal shot. He later sold his gun, but it wasn't the same make as Sirhan's gun. Of course, Thane denied everything. He was never charged. So why didn't the investigation pursue this? Why did the LAPD destroy evidence? And why were bullet-riddled ceiling tiles removed and burned? Well, maybe because this wasn't just about a murder. Maybe it was about a narrative. A lone gunman. No conspiracy. Case closed. And so, could this narrative be the real lie? You see, in the 1970s and beyond, defense attorneys and psychologists began to suggest something radical. They suggested that Sirhan Sirhan may have been hypnotically programmed, something like a real-life Manchurian candidate. It's mainly because multiple psychiatric evaluations concluded Sirhan had amnesia about the shooting. Even under hypnosis, he could not recall firing the gun. Some sessions even revealed disturbing signs. Sirhan could be triggered into automatic shooting motions with no conscious awareness. Experts like Dr. Daniel Brown of Harvard testified that Sirhan displayed textbook signs of post-hypnotic suggestion. In one session, Sirhan repeatedly scribbled, "RFK must die," and later claimed he had no idea why. So now we ask, could Sirhan have been a pawn, set up to take the fall while another man pulled the fatal trigger? You see, by the late 60s, RFK had become a threat to powerful interests. He had vowed to reopen the investigation into his brother's death if elected president. He also criticized the CIA, the military-industrial complex, and was committed to pulling America out of Vietnam, just like his brother did. We can only assume that this did not sit well with everyone. At the same time, CIA programs like MK Ultra, a real declassified mind control project, were in full swing. These programs experimented with hypnosis, drugging, and programming people to carry out actions without conscious knowledge. And guess what? Some of the psychiatrists connected to Sirhan's case had ties to MK Ultra era research. Of course, naturally, after RFK's death, the Democratic Party spiraled. At the 1968 Chicago Convention, chaos erupted. Hubert Humphrey, Johnson's chosen successor, took the nomination. Richard Nixon won the presidency. The Vietnam War raged on. The last political figure who could have changed course was gone. And just like his brother, Robert F. Kennedy's death left more questions than answers. For decades, RFK's assassination was treated as a settled story. However, the truth kept seeping through the cracks. For instance, in 2018, RFK Jr., Robert's own son, met with Sirhan in prison and publicly stated he did not believe Sirhan killed his father. He openly supported a reinvestigation into the incident. He believed that there was a foul play. And so did Paul Schrade, the campaign aide who survived a gunshot to the head. Schrade later testified, "I'm standing here to tell you, Sirhan did not shoot Robert Kennedy. He shot me, but not Kennedy." Even one of the original lead investigators, Manuel Pena, was later linked to the CIA. It seems as though that the very people meant to uncover the truth may have been working to bury it. And so Robert F. Kennedy's murder wasn't just a tragedy. It was a turning point. One moment, America had a chance at redemption. The next, it descended deeper into war. The facts don't line up. The bullets don't add up. The witnesses were ignored. And the man behind bars may not be the man who pulled the fatal trigger. So who killed Robert F. Kennedy? A lone extremist with a revolver? Or a secret operative with government ties? Perhaps a system designed to protect its own power at any cost. The deeper you dig, the more chilling the truth becomes. If this shocked you, wait until you hear what we uncovered about the JFK assassination. Watch that next.